This is TWiT.
I would love to know, Rosemary, for you, was there anything that when you pulled it out of the box and you started to play around with it that not necessarily surprised you, but that you found yourself going, oh, I really like this? Or maybe it's, oh, I thought I was going to like this, but I don't like this. Anything that kind of stuck out?
Well, the first thing that stuck out, obviously, was actually the back of the phone, because this is
literally
the 17 Pro. The camera, obviously, is actually sticking out, and that feels different, but it's in a good way. But I really like the ceramic part that's right here. That just, it feels nice. I can, if I really try to feel where the ceramic meets the aluminium, because these are aluminium phones, not titanium. But it just feels smooth and comfortable to hold. It's one of those things where I then immediately took the case off of my 16 Pro and tried to identify the difference. And all I can say is it feels nicer in the hand without a case on. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. There is some level of magic to this that I am unable to actually put into words. But I really like the way that I can hold it. I'm also enjoying the fact that the ceramic, it feels a little easier to clean maybe. The pop socket works just as well as it did previously. Feels perhaps a little bit firmer now on there. It's a little more difficult to just pop it off by accident, but it's still easy enough should you want to. But yeah, what I'm really looking forward to seeing though with this is another generation of phone with the camera button on and with the action button on. And I have a feeling that as this filters down to people, more and more people are going to find new uses for it. This was actually a really good opportunity for me to go into the settings for the camera, because I realized that sometimes I press the camera button on my phone and it doesn't do anything. And there is a very simple reason for that. I had it turned off for when the camera was face down. So if you go to settings, camera control, then you can turn off requiring the screen to be on your phone. Because if your phone is in your pocket or it's face down, then the screen, well, in this case it's on, but it will turn off. But then, you can actually have it so that then when you press your camera button, it goes straight to the camera, which, I like that. I haven't, unfortunately, having been ill for most of the weekend, I have not had the opportunity to go out and play with the lenses as I wanted to. But, from my tiny little bit of playing with them, the 8x optical zoom seems really useful. It did allow me to inspect the condition of my keyboard, and I will not be showing those pictures on air because everyone will think that I am a disgusting person despite the fact that I have cleaned my keyboard recently. So yes, but it is, it's good to have all that there. And I'm looking forward to giving my dad a phone with the camera control button and seeing how he uses it.
Yeah, I will say, I think this is going to be the phone for me that camera control really locks in. I did not use it that much in my previous phone, but I've now had it long enough to where just in my mind, I'm going, okay, that feature is there. Fixing what we just talked about, big part of it as well, knowing that you just need to go in and, for me, enabling that feature that makes it so that you can access camera, while the phone screen is off or locked or what have you, dimmed, it does make a difference. And again, given there are a couple of things that I think are going to come together to make this more of something that I do. One thing that I wanted to talk about is this new feature that we have that makes it so you can, not new feature, but new option that you have, which is the crossbody strap. Now, I understand that some people might find this to be a little bit goofy. There were certainly initial reactions about it being a pretty goofy thing, and I get that. But I went ahead and got the crossbody strap because it was important for me to kind of try out if Apple's going to create a new accessory, then the company clearly sees a reason to do so. And so I want to see the reason for why this exists, right? So I did get the crossbody strap. And by the way, very difficult to put into the case, which is both good and bad. I had to use a SIM ejector tool to inject the little strings that tie at the bottom of this case. This is Apple's tech woven case, and it has little spots, for the lanyard kind of attachments. But my point is, by having this on a crossbody strap and carrying it around like as a sash, my phone is so much more accessible than it typically is when it's in my pocket or in my bag. And that has made it where I go, oh, let me just pull this up real quick and take a photo. And why is it so easy for me to take a photo? Camera control, bada bing, bada boom. I've suddenly got this great, camera that is right there at my side. Of course, I got it in the matching color. And one thing that I want to say about the crossbody strap, it's so Apple. So when you look at the strap, it bends the way that you would expect, sort of across the horizontal plane, right? That's the part that you putting around you, but it doesn't quite as easily bend the other way across sort of the vertical plane. And the reason why it is this way is because Apple has lined this strap with magnets so that you don't have that issue of those two strap pieces kind of coming undone and kind of annoyingly moving about and readjusting. It makes it very easy to adjust how long the strap is and then not have a bunch of open space with the strap because it just snaps into place thanks to those alignment magnets that are built into the crossbody. Now, one other thing that is an added benefit that I hadn't even considered is that this case, when I take off, because it's very easy, there's just these little snaps. And when I take off the crossbody, right, and just leave the little lanyard attachments at the bottom, I've got a built-in fidget toy. Yeah, that's quite delightful. So I could just play around with these little attachments down at the bottom. And then just the other day, I was talking to a friend of the show, Mike Hurley. Well, I wasn't talking to Mike, but Mike had mentioned that it almost looks like my phone has legs. And so now it's just this adorable little phone that has these tiny little legs that it's running away on. So that's how I'm feeling about the crossbody strap that I once thought was super dorky. And I still don't know 100% how I feel about it, but I do like that it makes my camera more accessible and, for me, more front of mind. I'm very forgetful about the fact that I have this great camera and that, yes, it's great to sort of live in the moment and yada, 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 but it's also kind of nice sometimes to have some memories to look back on. And I'm so bad about taking photos. And so now I have this kind of easy thing that I can go, oh, right, it's around my body and I'm going to snap a photo. So I'm liking it. I am liking it. Hey, if you're enjoying this little bit of iOS today, well, you can check out the full episode. You can head to the website, twit.tv/iOS, or watch the full show right here on YouTube. All you got to do is click that link below.